it's going to come down to the execution.
Or Luna. Lady.
I feel like no. This is basically going to come entirely down to the way that the game pans out is going to be how the offlane goes for Viking GG. They're able to land a couple of stuns into Bloodroot combinations and slow down the farm on Nikobaby's Juggernaut. That's going to go a huge way towards them winning.
I think they're still deciding whether Limmp is on a Magnus or S4 on a Pogna. So I think it's better that Limmp plays Magnus or
yeah, I agree.
S4 plays Pogna, but I think let's see what they do first.
What are you guys going to pick here? Limmp will be playing the Pogna. So,
if it went the other way, I might have gone for Alliance.
Yeah, like I was a bit surprised. Like,
Magus to Void Spirit is pretty good.
You guys going to go with Viking then?
Yeah, I'm going with Viking.
I'm going with Viking too.
All right, so it looks like the boys here on the panel are expecting a 2-0 here for Viking. Will it be upset central here in the upper bracket? You guys will have to wait and find out. We're going to leave it with our casters one more time. It's going to be Odie Pixel and Fogged.
It's game 2 just about ready to start here between Viking and Alliance. Somebody picks her with Fogged. Fogged, would you sort of tend to agree with the panel here? Do you like what Viking's got going, or do you believe in Alliance coming in with always something that's exciting to see this draft that does involve a position for Luna?
Yes, I really don't like what Alliance has. I hope they can prove me wrong, but I'm really not liking what they've picked up here. There's a Juggernaut into a Chen. You know, the Omni Slash I don't feel like is ever going to be very strong here. I feel like they just got counterpicked. A lot of times I feel like Viking maybe just broke Alliance's draft a little bit. We'll see though if it does work, but it does look a little weird for me from Alliance.
Yeah, no, so let's see what Alliance can do with it. As I say, it's always exciting to see teams experiment with the, well, not necessarily support heroes that we never see, but definitely the less popular ones. So the support Luna, which of course, you know, the top teams in the world have shown that it absolutely can work. But let's see if Handsken's going to be able to do that here today. On paper, that doesn't indeed look like a very easy game for some of the heroes on Alliance's lineup.
No, and I'm just trying to figure out what some of these heroes are really going to do. Like, what is support Luna really going to do? Eclipse looks like it's going to be worthless all game, right? Like, we're playing into Rage, Lifestealer, Speedy, Bloodseeker, heroes that all build Yule Scepters, Void Spirit with Disengage, and then Chen Creeps with a also massive heal that's going to come into play a lot of times. I feel like this Chen is going to counteract a lot of what Alliance does have. The Omni Slash is going to get countered a lot of the times, and, you know, there's a lot of sustain that is coming in from Viking too. They have the Infest as well, which we've seen a lot of teams using as just protecting and saving heroes. So we'll see if Alliance is going to be able to make this draft work, because
yeah,
I'm struggling to see how it's all going to come together in comparison.
See, a bit of action here. Tobi just chasing down Nikobaby. What sort of lanes they do end up being in. Nikobaby is going to head up towards top. Tobi will just continue to follow him through the jungle towards that top lane, and it's like overall the setup's not too surprising. Would you sort of agree with the panel? We did see, of course, the hesitation at the end from Alliance in terms of who was going to be playing the Pugna, who was going to be playing the Magnus. Do you like it this way around, or sort of, I think as Kyo was saying, would you prefer to see them the other way around?
I feel like the Magnus mid would have been a little bit stronger, just in particular in the matchup specifically. I think Limmp also has some things he has to worry about too at this last pick, Void Spirit. A hero that can control you and just everything is magic damage. You can pop this Pugna through Decrepify in most situations.
We'll see top lane.
Well, Magnus, yeah, it's
damage.
just a strong lane.
Blade Fury. Yeah, with the way it's set up with S4 down bottom, I mean, he should be able to freely farm down here, right? It's not a hard lane for S4.
No, I wouldn't imagine so. I feel like like Chen can do so much fun moves here that you can just break this lane. And you can even set up what they kill on the Luna pretty easily, though. Handsken can definitely die if Seleri's able to ever get a good creep. We're seeing that Handsken is making sure that he blocks those camps, though. The first ward to block the small camp, and then, of course, he's body blocking the hard camp.
Yeah. And I guess sort of overall, too, in terms of heroes that do have the potential to have a pretty open game. You say already the Void Spirits having those strengths against heroes such as the Pugna, but overall just the lack of catch, right? I mean, you look at this Void Spirit, what's actually going to be there to catch him by surprise?
Yeah, not a whole lot. I feel like that's going to be, like, a lot of the times I'm looking at Alliance's draft, and I don't know how they play when they don't have RP down. I don't know how they make these, even just ganks across the map. Who's going to be your ganking trio? Witch Doctor, Pugna, and Luna? It's very awkward.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, for Limmp, it's just right. You're a Pugna, but you're a Pugna that alone, you're never really going to be able to walk up and threaten a Void Spirit. He's jumping out there. You're never going to be able to walk up and threaten a Lifestealer. He's raging out there.
Yeah, your hard stun is a Witch Doctor cask and a Lucent Beam, besides RP. It's very limited. We see Seleri, he's finally able to get the D ward, so his pull is going to be open. But we're seeing they're able to farm down bottom just fine. Shad, the thing is that he can't get pressure down here. And Handsken, he actually has to instantly TP when they get an open wounds on him. So they're not slowing Shad down at all.
No, Shad not in any trouble against this game right now.
Nope. We see mid, Limmp is coming out with a couple more denies. Maybe a little bit to be expected in the matchup. Pugna's been very dominant in a lot of these matchups, especially versus these melees. And top, I saw FNG. He went for the level 1 heal this game on the Witch Doctor, so just full about playing the lane passively, just trying to secure Nikobaby the farm.
Radiant's courier has been killed.
Handsken able to find himself a courier and replace another sentry to block the small camp before it spawns. So Seleri unable to get a small creep yet, but his hard camp is open.
Try to make a bit of a go on to Seleri here, but step through the trees and get back out of there in time. I mean, I think one thing that definitely can be said though for Alliance, it is a Nikobaby juggernaut. This is one of the heroes where if he starts to hit those early farming items timings, he can become sort of this ultra carry at a pace that a Lifestealer isn't going to be able to farm at the same rate. Nikobaby, if he gets a clean start, he's going to be at the top of the charts.
Oh yeah, and if he can ever find opportunities for these clean Omni Slashes, sure, he might be able to actually kill like the Lifestealer if he's isolated. It's just looking at the whole, the whole thing together of boom, don't feel like that's going to be the case. There's going to be Chen creeps a lot of the time too, and a lot of different heals that he has to deal with. One thing for Nikobaby, there's no BKB piercing stuns. While the Lifestealer does have to worry about that on the side of Alliance. Decent amount of BKB piercing things.
Mid lane, Rune Spawn won't favour Viking, as it's pops bottom. Handsken's able to take it. There's an Arcane, might land to get a few more lucid beams in harass down on the bottom lane.
Stops the pull. Getting harassed really hard by these creeps though. The little Wild Wing with that plus damage. They're actually pinging him out. It looks like Seleri wanted Shad to go over there and go on Handsken. Might have been able to actually kill him.
See top, they're going to try and kill Tobi here. At least have a bit of a shot there. Does Nash want to commit that?
Bottom, S4 does not. He actually puts the second point in Shockwave, and I think they're aware of that now. So they might look to actually pressure S4 whenever he steps up without having Skewer.
Yeah, next round of open wounds. Paul's gonna have to be careful, but has managed to push them in a way that will give Handsken the space to take the 2 bounty runes down here. Top lane, top half of the map, Viking will be able to get those 2. And in fact, the dive's there by Tobi and Aramis. They're in onto FNG, and they'll find it. First blood coming in at 5 minutes.
Very strong lane up top. All these Bloodseeker +1 lanes just feel insane. Bloodseeker plus Rubik, Bloodseeker plus Lina, Bloodseeker plus Windranger. Just any of these just feels super dominant most of the times. And Aramis with his deep ward, he's gonna get a courier snipe.
Taking Obs and a sentry away from Alliance for a bit of time.
We're seeing Boom suffer mid though a bit here. After that laning start and then also just not getting the rune. He's actually been pushed out completely here as Limmp now with the catapult. He actually can look to pressure the tower a little bit here. Does have the 3 points in decrep, more about the killing build, but should still be able to really punch on this tower. Aramis is going to rotate over to try to slow it down. This is a big move here. Do they have any points in 8th and Remnant? They don't. So they can't look to really set up on a kill, but he can deny the rune
Radiant's middle tower is
away from Limmp. Oh, but Limmp, he has a sentry. He's actually looking for the kill
He's
on
going to go
Aramis.
for this. Aramis is able to turn with the stun set up. In fact, time's being bought for Boom to jump in. Doesn't want to commit any further with that second step. Wouldn't have had enough to pop Limmp and has to be cautious and respect that life drain turnaround capability. Still keeps Aramis safe.
S4 having to play a lot more defensively bottom. He's even put the third, even another point here. No skewer, just third point into Empower. So walking up, getting more laps, it's a little bit concerning for him, but I feel like he's gotten enough out of this lane anyway.
Yeah, and I imagine he probably feels that against this lane, as long as he's got a TP, he's going to be able to escape, right? There isn't going to be that threat of killing him at a rate that he can't prepare for. But yeah, with the gank of Boom, there certainly will be the burst. There's no escape for S4. When there's three of them beating down upon him,
tower is under attack.
Shad get the last hit, so still more money going the way of a lifesteal that's already had very, very free farm down here on the bottom lane.
Yep. We see Handsken. I kind of figured that this would be the case. You know, I don't know what you do as a support Luna really if you're not running like a tri lane. He's just stacking. They've got a double ancient stack and a triple hard camp stack set up
Top.
Jug.
Gonna try for Tobi here. They've got Limmp coming over as well. They're gonna have the burst easily. Take down Tobi so it's quick. As Boom makes a move down bottom, Limp's available to reflect that and make the move up top. Takes out Tobi.
Is he done? Boom, trying to poke on that mid tower a little bit there, but he is a Void Spirit, and Handsken will get some much needed levels here in the mid lane. It looks like S4 is actually going to be the one to take the stacks, so not leaving them for the Jug.
Yeah, I mean, I guess sort of figures that Nikobaby, he's very happy still in this top half of the map. He's free farming. You know, it's sort of the time spent heading over there to clear those stacks, not quite worth it for himself. And it's never bad for S4 to get himself some early farm, pushing towards his first time. I mean, is this a game where you think he will be going for the Blink Dagger straight up, or do you imagine we're going to see some auras being built up by S4?
I think he might have to go for Blink. They have no forms of starting fights or really doing anything in the game. Witch Doctor Luna didn't force anything. I feel like S4 might have to go for the Blink. And also, another thing to point out, since he did take the stacks, he actually took a Royal Jelly charge for himself. He didn't get the Limmp.
Oh.
He took it for himself and for the carry.
That's yeah, he's gonna say to Nikobaby, don't tell anyone. Don't tell Limmp.
He was quick how he handed them out too, with no hesitation when he picked it up. See Handsken continue to stack up. And we're seeing Viking already coming out with a slight gold lead here after this laning start. And it feels like for them, they can make the moves a lot easier. They can actually gank lanes. They can gank from side to side. It feels a lot more limited for the side of Alliance.
I imagine as well this game for Alliance, would you sort of say that the Jug with the Empower and the scaling is better for them? But when you look at the heroes they have this game, I mean, you know, last game we did see Viking getting away with the passiveness. This time around, is it more likely to reward Alliance if the game falls into a similar state?
It definitely could, yeah. The Jug plus the Magnus are going to be really strong. There's some strong stuff from Viking, though, like this Life Stealer. We've seen how much... They have this Tricore going for them as well, too.
Mid. Handsken was able to move in and get the kill onto Aramis.
Nice
The
heal.
life drain is keeping Handsken alive, and it'll save them.
Very nice.
Able to walk away there. Boom not quite able to commit to burst him down. Alliance getting the pick on the leader. Backing off in time.
Limmp. Be careful how far he walks out. He gets ruptured.
See if they've got the damage here. Limmp trying to stand his ground here straight away, coming in with a burst. Tobi's taking a lot of damage, but the Remnant's in place. Pulls him back, cancels the life drain.
Bottom, though, they actually get Shad with a movement from Nikobaby.
Ooh, with the RP and the Omni. The
Yep.
double ult. It does the job. I mean, that's a huge move to make. I mean, bringing in the carry and taking out the enemy carry. Big moves from Alliance down in that bottom lane.
Having to commit both their big ults, though. I feel like that's the only way they can actually set up ganks. Is just like it's RP. Besides that, it's Witch Doctor and Luna don't set up ganks. They don't defend towers either. It's a very awkward support combo. They're going to get a good amount of pressure down bottom, but we see top Viking. They're actually going to put more pressure, and they're bringing heroes bottom to fight. Shad.
Already out with the skewer. Now, TP backup coming in for Alliance. FNG's over here, as well as Handsken walking over. It's a little hard for Viking GG to chase any further.
They're just getting more out of the map again, just like the last time. Already up to a 3k gold lead.
Yeah, a
getting more
little
farm.
surprised that kill on Shad didn't really shake up the lead that Viking has right now at all. Still holding that 2 to 3k advantage over Alliance's farm here in the early game.
They've gotten some pretty big kills. And Tobi, he's 71 last hits. I mean, it's a lot on this off-lane Bloodseeker in comparison to the Magnus. Only has like 60, and a lot of those were jungle creeps for S4. So Tobi just quite a bit more farm. The Yule's already finished up, I believe, on this Bloodseeker very early. Now he can also be, that setup now for the Lina. He can start moving around and ganking a lot more on this offlaner.
Sure, and a solid dodge for, against those big ultimates that you say a lot, so reliant on getting the kills. RP, Omni Slash, you're quick with the Yules, you're going to be able to dodge both of those.
Yeah, I think they should. I think I even wouldn't mind if Viking builds 3 Yules, like Void Spirit, Lina, and Bloodseeker. It works so well versus this lineup of Alliance. Set up around mid. They've got the Ogre Ice armor set up onto Shad. 28 armor.
Boom.
So no boom.
Actually going in aggressively there. S4 toying around with the idea of dropping the RP, but won't do so. Boom's out with the Astral Step.
Bottom. Nikobaby gets ruptured.
Still got the spin in the TP. And in fact, he's just going to turn the Omni. And he's going to get... Oh, he's going to get it. The crit comes out. Nikobaby gets the kill. Boom's headed down here, but Nikobaby, he's fine. He's able to walk away. I guess overconfidence there for Tobi. Maybe not expecting the Omni Slash to be back up. But it was. I think it probably only just came up for Nikobaby. That's a dead Bloodseeker.
Perfectly done too. He pops the drum charge as he omnis. That extra attack speed, it was everything. If he didn't have that, the Hand of God would have saved that Bloodseeker for sure. And that was right before the Bloodseeker, I believe, did have the Yules finished up. I think it was at base, or... Oh no, he's still missing a component.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Nikobaby bringing it back for his team. They really need him to. He has to do so much this game. It really does feel for Alliance. He has to carry, and it looks like he has to be kind of the playmaker a little bit. They're just limited because of their 2 supports. As we see Handsken, he's 1-0-0, but it's just a Luna. He's just going to farm up. I guess he's going to go for Aghanim in this game, which I don't know what else you really buy as these support Lunas. But he isn't a Chen, so... And Rage, which kind of counteracts it very heavily. See Aramis set up on top for Handsken.
Aramis is able to get in range for the stun, but Handsken is playing it smart, keeping to that top tree line.
Yep. They're waiting for Boom to walk over. Boom's getting close. Aramis is going to commit soon.
Now
and they're bringing even more just in case.
Yeah, Handsken. I don't think he can run away from this one. He can maybe try and Duke and go for a TP out, but now Boom's in straight away on top of him. Handsken will be found.
A lot of farm for Nikobaby though all this time that they're not able to pressure him at all. That is the one thing too, is like we have been talking a lot about how this Void Spirit, very little disables for him. No BKB piercing anything for the Jug, so Nikobaby, he's got this free farming game as Tobi mid. Malik gonna be enough. He should be okay.
Yeah, Limmp just responds with a straight TP out.
Yeah, look at how deep Nikobaby is. Look how far deep he's pushing. That's how safe
he knows,
feels.
right? Yeah, he doesn't feel that they can kill him, and I don't think he's wrong.
Nope.
2-0-1.
Limmp though getting set up on. He's got backup.
Straight away, immediate TPs from everybody on Alliance coming in to keep him safe. I mean, Limmp won't go down, but they aren't able to get the catch on to Boom in turn. S4 very close to having the blink, just 100 gold away from having Blink Dagger on S4.
I mean, that could be pretty huge. Another incredibly quiet game, Owen. 4-4, 15 minutes. Just
it is, and I mean, as I say, I think this time around, you're a Jug within power. I think Alliance is. Maybe it's arguable if they're more comfortable than Viking in this game, but they're definitely more comfortable compared to the position in the lineup they were playing with in game 1 when it came to sort of slowing things down. This time around, they've actually got a Jug with the Empower who can really make the most of this downtime.
Yeah, they're not hemorrhaging too many kills either on their other core. Like Limmp, he's only got the 1 death, so... Yeah, if they just keep it at this pace, it does feel like Nikobaby could do quite a lot in this game. I mean, Manta's already done. Phase Manta Drum, level 13, almost level 14. It's off to fantastic timings. And it really feels like it's going to be so limited for them to catch him. It's like Aramis has to stun him from the tree line or something for them to ever actually set up.
It's going to be a light strike into a remnant from Boom, and that, even then, you know, you're going to actually have the damage. You're going to need at least the Laguna to have a chance. Nikobaby just charging in to provide a slowdown. Aramis over to the side. Limmp ruptured. They're holding the high ground here. Viking aren't going to step into it.
Insta-bailed. Aramis just immediately TP'd back to base. They had no intention of fighting in that area.
This jug it's going to be very hard to deal with. Shad it's got the AC. I mean, I imagine for Shad, do you think Abyssal Bash is probably quite high on his list of priorities this game?
Yeah, the AC works really well though with this whole team when they're grouped up. It's going to buff up everybody, right? That Lina and that Void Spirit as well, just quite a lot. I do like this choice here. It's not selfish at all. It's really not. It's just all about the team, really, if he's just going to go for this build. And that's really what I feel like Viking is all about. It's like this group up. Same thing for Alliance, but... See, Shad has to be careful here of this RP. S4 is at the ready.
Yeah, he's almost in a position to go for it there on Shad. Doesn't try and find the jump. Just happy with forcing Viking away from this top tower, allowing Alliance to clean up another objective. Viking meanwhile putting pressure on elsewhere. That's bottom lane. Boom and Aramis pushing on.
Trying to get any of these towers, but this mid and bottom tower is still quite a problem for them. Mostly the mid one, as we see the smoke coming out. S4, they're trying to get this set up onto Shad.
Shad. Is he going to be able to, you know, are his spidey senses tingling? They're hunting. Shad. There's the jump. In they go. Everything dropped down on the Shad.
He's still alive?
Oh my goodness, he didn't die. He didn't die. 3 ults for what? They didn't kill him. And now Viking's going to be able to turn up, kill FMG. Nikobaby, his play period is about to come to an end. He's running. They're chasing. The other points out. We'll be able to remove it with the Manta Star. Over to the side. Seleri and Aramis, they control S4. The Blowbright is not going to hit onto the 2 of them. Nikobaby will manage to get away with the rest of them. But he didn't die for. There's 3 ults thrown down onto Shad. I mean, between what the armlet toggling and the 1, it wasn't enough damage. Death Ward, RP, and Omni Slash, it didn't do it.
And this is when we talk about all the little things kick in and all the little things matter. Broom handle, plate mill, all this armor, the heal. Light's still looking to go in. Nikobaby, no Omni though. He has to be much more careful. One disable, he can be very likely to die. They do have their Magnus respawning. Nikobaby.
Been hit up by Limmp. Scout as well as the Malady, but now Shad moves in onto FNG. FNG burst flow, the dust is out. FNG heading up to the high ground. Handsken comes with the alternative towards Boom, but Boom's out with the Astral Step. Over to the side he goes. Aramis taking damage with the Blade Fury. S4 into the side, but he's stopped in mid-skewer by the Yule Scepter. Remnants out, they do lose the Lina. Instant buyback from Aramis as they'll kill off S4. Alliance holding the high ground here. Nikobaby holding his position. Once he is still ruptured. Viking, they're trying to push this Roshan. Alliance still doing their best to push Viking away from being able to comfortably take this Roshan.
Nikobaby still very confident of how strong he is. They're going to send the Void Spirit back to heal and then recall him with the Divine Favor to look to fight. So full HP, full mana. They're even going to bottle up their teammates, it looked like. Yeah, Tobi walking near. So they're all healthy. Alliance, Luna very low on mana. The rest of them are healthy, though. S4, does he have a TP? His TP's on cooldown 20 seconds.
He's walking over. And yeah, the ults are going to be up. So now it's a little harder for Viking to push for this Roche onto the side. Nikobaby. They figure out in time.
Stalemate watching at the Roche here. 20 minutes kicks in. Bounty runes grabbed. But there's the Omni Slash. There's the RP available again. Fight gonna be a lot harder here for Viking. But Shad, I mean, he's almost got the AC finished. It's gonna help his team a lot with the mech aura, with the AC aura. All this plus armor is gonna be real strong versus this Jug Omni.
Yeah, I mean, the fact that it's not only those items, just the sense of the hero too. You know, Chen with his army, as I've already said, all these things adding up, meaning that they really do have to find opportune moments to get Nikobaby in with the Omni Slash. It's not going to be easy to find that chance at all really in the team fights, at the point where we may really just see the Omni Slash used as a way to sort of keep Nikobaby alive rather than necessarily guarantee him a kill.
Yeah, just so many different ways that they can play around it. And it's gonna get scary a little bit here too. Is I feel like they have to try to like force the Roche here on Alliance, which they can. Especially when Void Spirit gets the Ags, I feel like it changes a lot because then he can just pop these back heroes. He doesn't quite have it. This is a big movement here for Alliance.
See if Alliance get away with this. Look out. The rest of them on the sidelines as S4's ready to jump with that RP. Falling low. We do have steal potential. Boom, ready with the Astral Step. They're able to snipe it. It's getting very low here.
Sending the creeps in.
Nikobaby's trying to come in with the Blade Fury, but the Roche has been left incredibly low. As Shad's inside the pit.
He gets stunned.
Is out. They're looking to finish it off. The Laguna's there, and they're going to be able to get the kill in the Aegis. Boom's able to pick it up. As off to the side, Nikobaby popped the Omni Slash, but he was just all over the place. Wasn't able to focus down anyone. Has the Blade Fury and heal Limmp to get him out of there. Shad turns over towards Limmp, slows him down with the open wounds to set up for the Light Strike Array. Seleri sends in a Centaur Creep to land the stun on the Pugna. Limmp goes down as Viking GG. I mean, they just get in at the perfect time. The stuns are out, I believe, from Aramis to sort of set up the space. Shad, he's in the pit. And they get it. They get the Aegis on Boom too. No problems with that. You know, they're very happy to pick it up on the Void Spirit. Big moves there from Viking.
And even though Nikobaby, we see him, he's very farmed in this game. He pops an Omni Slash, all this armor. It's 40 armor on a lifesteal.
And
43, in fact.
An easy kill for Shad there as Boom's in with the setup. Making moves down towards Nikobaby. Nikobaby, he has got Blade Fury, but he hasn't got a TP. Boom.
Oh my god, are they going to actually be able to chase him out?
I mean, he's out to the side. They do have the cast counter Aramis. Aramis, he's trying to get the start of the Infestial, keeping Aramis alive. They tell him the Laguna blow up. Handsken S4 does manage to land a 3-man RP. Is there any follow-up though? They're sucking Shad low with the light trap, but it's not low enough. Boom jumps back over with the Astral Step. S4 tries to skim away. Nikobaby's just got to hold and hope that they don't see him up here. They do kill Boom the once. Can they do it a second time? It's Boom. Quick jump with the Dissimulate. Nikobaby trying to head back in, but he's still rather low. Shockwave pulling Boom off to the side, but still too difficult for Nikobaby to get himself back in on the action. As now Viking GG up 7k, 12-5. Starting to get quite ahead, and you know, Shad, he is keeping up. No problems with Nikobaby, despite Nikobaby having the Empower.
They're too tanky and just... There's way too much heals in the fights. Just innate tankiness from the armor that's coming out from all of them, and even some Ogre Frost armor that I've seen Seleri doing. And then just Hand of God comes out, plus a mech. All the damage that Alliance throws out is just gone. It's looking real hard for Alliance to take into these fights. As S4, it feels like he has to find these dream RPs, but he can't. Tobi's on him every single one of these fights. He just zooms onto him, pops a Rupture, just hits him, just doesn't allow S4 to get any setup. And like I said, I feel like that's everything for Alliance. It's S4 landing an RP.
Viking.
They've got a timing now. Ags finished up on Boom, so it's much stronger than he was in these last few showings.
So they're going to be able to
have a much harder time. Yeah.
Nikobaby. He's going to show himself on the wave. They want to swoop down for him. Now they want to try and find whoever's hovering around this mid-tier 2, and it is Limmp. Limp's out with the glimmer, but the dust is there. In fact, the double dust. So they're definitely going to be able to see him. As Limmp, that's underneath the tower. It's getting to the point where for some of these heroes on Alliance, it just doesn't feel like an easy game at all to play when you're behind. Limmp very vulnerable to the burst, and even that physical, just the combination. Decrepify is not going to save him, and even if he does, they're going to have burst to go through it.
Tobi's just running in, ruptures Handsken.
They're just bursting Handsken low here. Handsken not got many options. The Death Ward is down onto Aramis, and with the Maledict should kill him, and actually Handsken, he will live.
Okay.
Stands his ground, pots the Eclipse. They'll get the two of them, as Viking GG poked around a little too long.
The two supports feel like they just did more work than the Alliance in a lot of the fights. They're finally able to get some big kills. But really feeling that effect of just having a 4-position Luna. It feels like it's not doing anything.
Handsken.
Handsken's, he's getting farmed. He almost got his axe, but he's walking into...
Oh, we didn't see him!
What the treat?
The War? Unintentional juke. Amazing. He didn't see him.
That was... Okay.
I mean, Handsken will never know how close he was to his death there.
And now, I mean, he's got his Aghanims pretty much finished.
Yeah.
So, all right, it's been a pretty useless Luna besides just having some stacks going on throughout the majority of this game. Let's see if the Aghanims can start to actually bring it into fruition, because it's really starting to feel like Alliance has pretty impossible game going forward here.
And we see Shad as well after he's got this basher. He's been flicking through a few items. I mean, what would you think is the best to settle on? He's got the MKB currently queued up, but he was also sort of toying between the Nullifier and also just the completed Abyssal. I mean, what do you think the MKB is the best decision here for him now? What does he need the most?
Yeah, MKB. They saw the pickup from Nikobaby, him going for Eagle Song. I think that those 3 items, though, are exactly how he should finish it up.
Sure.
He should go for MKB, into Abyssal, into Nullifier, because Nullifier counteracts the Pugna, and Abyssal's just going to be really strong versus that Juggernaut. Finally give them a BKB piercing disable.
Yeah, and I guess, of course, the Nullifier can also be very nice against these carriers relying on the Empower.
That is very true.
Getting in, taking that off before a big fight kicks off can make all the difference.
Tower is under attack.
But still a long way to go for that to happen. But again, you know, not the most action-packed game. It is setting up to be a game that could draw on for a little bit of time. Both carries farming away to their heart's content.
It just is the question will have to come out is can Nikobaby do it by himself? Because the other two cores are just not farming, and Limmp. He's at a point where he's already probably at that point where he's just kind of useless in the game. He's very susceptible to just dying if they get on top of him.
Yeah.
So yeah, can Nikobaby carry this? Gonna be a lot up to if S4 can get these big RPs for him. As yeah, they've itemized pretty much all about him. I was looking to see if they were going for like medallions or solar crest, but they just chose not to. The supports just went full greedy for themselves. Ags and Veil rather than any medallion or solar for Nico. I would have really liked to have for him since they're doing a full 4 protect 1.
Lions confined with this as S4 leading the way. Needs a big RP. They need it to get a good jump to get the fight going in their favor.
He can't be the one to just start the fight, though. I feel like someone else has to start some chaos, so S4 can actually get an opportunity to get these RPs off. He can't just walk up. They're not going to give him that chance. Someone has to just walk in and maybe
Seleri's just guarding this high ground. He knows that some sort of movement's coming in around here, and it is.
Instant stun. Puts that ward up.
Radiant's middle tower has fallen.
Infest on boom. They're looking. They saw S4 for a second. That's the target. That's the main one that they want to get on Viking.
S4. Oh, he's going to jump in. With the RPs on Aramis, Boom was able to build a dodge as he jumps to the high ground with the Astral Step. They burst down Aramis, but instant buyback comes out, and now Boom's ready to fight back in with a 3-man silence, hitting the Resonant Pulse on all of the life chains, keeping Handsken alive. Tobi with a run down onto Nikobaby. The healing wards keeping Nikobaby alive. Tobi, he's able to take it away, though. Nikobaby tried to turn, but the ults have been used. RP's down, Omni Slash is down, and so is Eclipse, and all that they got out of it was a dead Lina. They only were able to kill off Aramis, and now Viking's ready to fight back with full force. Laguna Blade down onto S4. He's able to skew off to the side, but Shad's got the damage. S4's taken out.
They both jumped at the same time.
Yeah,
Boom jumps and dodges the RP with Shad inside him, so they only catch Aramis, and now it's a hero's loss for Alliance.
And as I just say, it's so important for Alliance. They have to hit something with these ultimates. The RP in particular, if they don't get something clean to start the action off, I mean, you saw how quick Viking just adjusted to that perfectly. The instant buyback from Aramis and Hand of God being popped, it's just total chaos. And the Alliance, you can feel it. They seem lost after an RP is missed. If they don't get an RP on a core to set up for a kill to start it off, Alliance know that they've just got to turn their tails and run. They've got to get out of there because there's no chance of fighting Viking once those abilities have been missed.
I mean, it really feels like those are their only abilities, I'll be honest. Like, I'm watching and Limmp can't really get too much off because he's so far behind in this game. It's really just an Omni Slash and just some auto attacks from Jug. If they miss the RP, the fight's just over.
Nikobaby trying for some split push here. He's going to take a Laguna to the face as Aramis pushes him back. Space there for Viking to take that Roshan.
Aegis and Cheese, almost MKB finished on Lifestealer. They're taking all the boxes, and I'm looking at the itemization. It's all about just dealing with Jug. They know all these other heroes, they don't do much of anything. Just massive amounts of armor, Lotus Orbs, etc. being built up. But yeah, just feels like Viking, they're prepping themselves to just be able to handle Nikobaby. So I feel like Alliance, this might be one of their last hurrahs here. Abyssal Blade purchased.
Doesn't it?
If they lose this next fight, doesn't feel like they're going to be able to win any in this game.
Timing on RP. Okay, so the ults are all back up and ready to go. We're seeing already how hard it is for them to make that move onto Viking. Now having to do it to Viking with the Aegis and Cheese, they're going to have to come out with some sort of jump or move that we are yet to see from them this game.
Yeah, they have to try to get him isolated, but even then, like we've mentioned multiple times, Shad, he has 44 armor when he has the armlet on.
Yeah.
He has a greater fairy fire, so he'll probably get 1 or 2 charges off. Aegis too. So many different things now that Alliance has to deal with, and look at the way the lanes are. A Viking, they're aware of the positioning of Alliance right now because top and mid are just so far pushed in. Top's actually going to start getting hit on by a catapult. Blood Rage at Tobi. Maybe we'll eventually.
And look at this as well from Seleri. This is some pretty top-tier Chen army, right? If you look at the creeps he has, it's kind of perfect for all across the board what they offer.
Yep. Some armor, some movement speed, some magic resistance, and some damage. And a stun. Look at all the buffs that they have on them when they're running around.
Look at it. It's going past the bar, past the inventory, so many buffs.
Handsken, he spotted to freebie.
The void minds not your existence.
As look at, I mean, Alliance, they're gonna need some miracle-like plays from S4 with the RPs.
I mean, they drafted like that. Like, they picked Luna, Pugna, and Witch Doctor. Like, you have to know that this game is going to get to a point where it's all on RP and on Nikobaby. Like, these three, like, as soon as Pugna starts doing bad in the game, the support duo can't do anything. Like, Witch Doctor and Luna, they can't set up for kills. That's Limmp. He's spotted.
And he's going to be killed.
Yep.
Starting to really fall apart here for Alliance here in this game, too.
Yep, more items going into Vikings inventory. Shiva is now finished for the Void Spirit, level 20.
Full pipe on
And onto the high
Tobi.
ground. Oh boy, yeah.
Here we have Nikobaby. Get the Blade Fury off in time.
I'm actually surprised he built the pipe instead of going Lotus Orb.
Oh, look at that. They're pulling onto FNG. Wow, FNG's not going to be alive for this defense. Just straight up dragged in by the Rent. They do get the skill back onto Shad. Jumping for Boom comes in straight away with the silence to keep Shad safe. They do turn over towards Boom. Getting focused, but he's able to jump out to the side. Got his back up to full HP. Boom's able to jump out. They won't kill him. There was a buyback coming out from Limmp, but not able to set up or catch anyone from Viking. Even with that deep skewer, it wasn't enough.
Yeah. Very scary for a second there. He's forced to pop his cheese to survive as he gets almost chain bashed under tier 4s. Gonna push them back. But yeah, we're seeing the
Alliance. They got any smokes? What sort of moves can they make? I mean, is there actually a chance of getting a jump outside of the base, or can they only really rely on a high ground hold?
I think they can only really rely on high ground, and they're also playing into Aegis. So it's just too scary really to walk out, make a mistake, and you can just lose the game here if you miss an RP. So much pressure on S4. Seeing bottom, Handsken, he's trying to find places to farm, but Tobi, he's standing on top of him.
Yeah, he's just ready to play around with Handsken. Yeah.
Goodbye, Handsken.
Nothing to be done here by Luna. Mid lane, Nikobaby did start to make a move over towards Shad, but not a target to jump upon with the Omni Slashes. That just be quite enough damage. This Jug, even as farmed as Nikobaby is.
Now, he's getting initiated on. Gets the spin though. CS4 goes for a long journey to push top as well as gather 2 bounty runes for his team, so gets them some gold. But we're seeing Alliance, it looks like desperate moves, right? Just trying to find anything they can out of the map as Vikings they're constricting them completely. And look at Aramis and Boom on the hunt again. S4.
He's out.
We'll make it out.
He's out and away. Managed to live. But, yeah, we're seeing some the really sort of insane numbers coming out. And in the good and the bad sense, really, for both teams. I mean, it's getting close to the stage where Limmp and S4, they're going to be falling behind the net worth of the 2 supports of Viking GG in a sort of an objectives time.
Yeah, they actually might get 5 of the top 6 on the side of Viking if it keeps going at this pace. They just don't get reclaimed. In the Alliance, they're feeling a little bit of strength here, moving out, getting some wards, and actually going for a smoke play. They have vision down bottom of this lifestealer. If they blow absolutely everything on Shad, they can get him. If he's totally isolated.
Dire are scanning.
Getting to make a move over there as their lane's still pushing in heavily.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Yeah, all of them just sitting around Handsken. That was very obvious too. They have like the Vlad's aura on him too, so they just know that everyone was sitting right next to him. So they just ping him, set themselves up on the high ground. Let Aramis keep pushing the lanes. Viking just playing it calmly here, waiting till they can finish up these next few items. As they're just a great state right now. All the pressure's on Alliance. Viking sweeping up toward top here. Nikobaby is pushing out forward here. Aramis, he's in position to try to get the stun from the tree line.
Got the opening. I mean, Laguna's out. Ooh, Remnant not quite there in time, but it doesn't matter. The bash isn't just the right clicks from Shad. It takes him away. Nikobaby pushing out alone. They're just able to set up like that on him.
And he's playing on the southern side too. So many times this game, Alliance has been very careful playing on the northern side of the tree so they can't get stunned from the tree line, but slip up once Aramis, he finds it. And 70 seconds where they just can't do anything. Alliance just has to watch the whole map be farmed.
Actually, a 28, 14k lead. I mean, well, we've heard it from sort of Viking in the interviews that they've given about how they really do sort of study how their opponents play, and they always try and come up with something that directly counters what that team's been proven to be successful with. And it definitely feels like in both of these games they are just playing, they know exactly how to play against Alliance. As Alliance just both of these games has just seemed pretty lost.
Yeah, it really just feels like for Alliance it's just been a lot of them just playing the farm game. Viking, they're playing the farm game, but then they know when they hit their timings that they can punch back at these moments. Yeah, some real good play and real good control of the game. Alliance is just, it's really felt like no hope for the majority of this game since this 20-minute mark where they were pretty close on this gold. After that point, it's just been Viking the whole way. And yeah, we're looking at that net worth. Lina has now surpassed Pugna and Magnus. So 4 of the top 5 for Viking.
It's not like the ones below are that far apart. Like, there's still a chance that we'll see Chen take over and get himself up into the top 6 too.
Yep.
I mean, what one team fight, Seleri, he's going to be up. He's going to be up there with the rest of them. And,
yeah, and all these things will really matter.
A Roshan, that might do it. That'll get him close.
They have a full Agnes on Aramis now too, so the Jug, Nikobaby starting to look very frail. 2300 HP, and Ag's Laguna, more than half HP will just be gone. As Aegis and Cheese.
Yep, Aghanim's for Tobi.
Oof. Very nice, yeah, double 2. Oh my god, that's gonna be so good. 2 charges of Rupture, and they also did find a Timeless Relic for Boom. So spell damage, debuff duration on this Void Spirit, who is approaching 25.
Yeah.
The Dissimulate stun talent probably going to be grabbed if he hits that too, and
yeah, and he's also not too far up from pretty much getting the Octarine done.
Yep. They're just getting so many different items in Alliance. They're not getting much of anything. It's just Nikobaby slowly trickling getting these items.
It's we say it a lot of times in games that do get very one-sided and a team's down with a mag, but I do mean it when for Alliance to turn this S4, he's gonna need a 5-man RP. If anything less, it's not gonna cut it. They have to hit something insane as they're 26k down, and yeah, just nobody other than Nikobaby with any sort of semblance of farm on their team.
Nope. You know what would be the saddest? That he lands like a 4-man RP and then Nikobaby runs into Omni and he Omnis a Lotus. Still possibilities of all this happening.
Well, yeah, that's true. Nikobaby's got to watch out for that. You do not want to Omni a Lotus Lifestealer.
No.
I'm sure he won't. These guys are professionals.
Mm-hmm.
But if he does, yeah, you are right. That could certainly
top tower
Only rub some extra salt in the wounds here for Alliance, as this has, without doubt, been a very rough series for them. After, you know, some performances from Alliance as well, that, you know, they did pretty much what they ended up at the top right during the group stage. They were winning. They were winning up win after win. I guess for whatever reason, today is just, it's not Alliance's day. They've turned up against Viking, and just seems like Viking's done the better prep, the better homework.
Yeah, and this, I mean, the better draft, really, like you can just say, Alliance's draft is just, it's awkward because they have the support Luna. It just makes everything so hard for you to really do much of anything ever in the game. Like 41 minutes and we can just keep talking about it. You know, Handsken is 1-4-4. I feel like his biggest contribution really was just stacking some camps for his team. It feels so hard for them to just play anything and just do anything versus this Viking draft is... Yeah, the lead's just getting ridiculous at this point. It's almost 30k. Almost 25 for Shad. Almost 25 for Boom. Yeah, they're almost at critical mass here.
Yeah. There we have it. Time to push the base. What is Alliance going to do about this?
See what S4 can do. Can he get any type of blinks here? They've already got vision of him, so he has to watch out. If he blinks up, he can just get Yuled and comboed immediately. Glimmering. Is this going to get Yuled?
I mean, instantly. As soon as he's in, the Yules is there. He's trying to run, jump forward. The Laguna bursting it low. They're trying to keep him alive with the life drain, but with the Abyssal, Shad's just over onto Limmp. The buyback will come out from the two of them. I'll turn over towards Shad, but still in on the front. Nikobaby's got the bashes and control onto Boom, but it isn't enough. Boom is able to jump out, pop the cheese. He's back up to full HP. He's out of there. As Viking GG, they'll get the space to take this Rax. 3 heroes dead as well, having to come out with the 2 buybacks there, Alliance, but still not able to do anything against Viking with those buybacks.
I'm surprised he goes for the skewer play. You have to know that they're gonna Yule you instantly, right? I was seeing it the whole time too. Like Aramis is just waiting in position with all this cast range. S4 has to be more careful.
Here we go.
Good
It's a
RP.
solid RP. Onto the 2 of them. Eclipse following up as well. But with the Yules and with the Dissimulate, they're out of there. And Shad's already moved it on to them. Taking down the Pugner. Over he goes, over towards S4. S4's dead. Nikobaby is silenced and killed. That's going to be it. 3 dead for the 3 cores. No buybacks available. As Viking, they could just play around with the lives right now as they clean this one up. Triple kill for Boom. Onto the tier 4s. There you go. There's the GG. And a rough day for Alliance indeed, as Viking, I mean, both of these games, Viking just looking so